Hi, I'm Stanley the Stork from MB Furniture, and if you're expecting, we're expecting you. MB has the guaranteed lowest prices on New York City's largest selection of cribs, carriages, strollers, high chairs, playpens, and accessories. Do your entire layette at MB, and MB will deliver or mail order anywhere. So remember, babies all agree. MB Discount Juvenile Furniture, 2311 Avenue U in Brooklyn. If you're expecting, we're expecting you at MB.
Come on, Killer. Let's go home. I feel like having a sandwich. A big, juicy sandwich with those great Steak-'em Sandwich steaks. I can just taste it. Piles of fried onions, peppers, and cheese. It will be the most monumental Steak-'em Steak sandwich ever. And anything that falls on the floor is yours.
Steak-'em, the sandwich steak that's pure beef and pure delicious.
It's official. You've heard about it, and now it's here. Selected Gimbel stores are having the biggest sales event of the year. It's the sale to end all sales going on right now. Gimbel's, a fashion value leader for over 100 years, now brings you even greater values on every item in every department. The entire inventory is on sale, so hurry in for best selection and your chance for real savings. The Gimbel's sale to end all sales. Save 30 to 50% at Gimbel's in Manhattan, Westchester, Roosevelt Field, Valley Stream, Bayshore, Stamford, and Paramus. Check your Sunday newspaper for details.
No wax floor, what a chore.
Don't settle for less than Less Toil. Less Toil has 35% more active cleaners than that leading heavy-duty liquid.
No more mess. Why settle for less?
Don't settle for less than Less Toil.
Laundry stain? What a pain.
Don't settle for less than Less Toil. Less Toil has 35% more active cleaners than the leading laundry pre-spotter.
No more mess. Why settle for less?
Don't settle for less than Less Toil.
The sacrifices our veterans have made for this country is something Americans should never forget.
Here's one of my favorite comedians who will be here in the New York area with George Carlin, and they'll be appearing over in Jersey, first of all, this Saturday night at the Community Theater in Morristown, New Jersey, and then on to the Westbury Music Fair August 8th and 9th. A very funny guy with the bullhorn, Mr. Bullhorn himself, Glenn Super.
Thank you.
Ah, Glenn, how are you? Nice to see you. Nobody uses that bullhorn like you.
Oh, thank you. Well, you did pretty well. Did he do well with the bullhorn?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. But, you know, we've been following Glenn's career now for a number of years. You've been coming on, and I remember when you started, it was a little bullhorn when you started.
Little bullhorn, right.
Yeah, and as you got bigger, the bullhorn got bigger.
That's right.
And now, of course, you're traveling. I was so impressed today because he came in with his own entourage.
But I got to tell you where I got it from.
Where'd you get that?
Entourages are us.
Yes.
You can rent them.
You go in and you buy one or
You
rent
rent
one.
one. You rent an entourage. I got to return them by half an hour, guys.
A nice-looking young man
Yes.
comes in and kind of paves the way for Mr. Bullhorn. Well, what's going on in your life?
Well, the last time I was on the show, I did a bachelor brunch.
That's right.
Over
That's
here.
right, over in the kitchen.
Bachelor brunch.
Yeah.
And because of that bachelor brunch, I am now engaged to be married.
No kidding. A young lady saw you on the bachelor brunch?
Yes, she saw me in a bachelor brunch.
And called you?
Called me up and said, I like that bachelor brunch.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to end your bachelor brunch.
Right.
And who is it? From New York?
From New York, Patty Rooney.
An Irish girl?
Irish girl, yes.
And you, of course, are a Jewish man.
Jewish man.
Marrying an Irish girl.
That's right.
Well, that's going to be wonderful.
And you know what George Carlin said?
What?
He said, if a Jewish man and an Irish girl have an offspring, the child should be a shrewd poet. But with my luck, it'll be a pushy drunk.
So you're getting married all
Yes.
because of this show. See how this show changes people's lives? Really. So she called you and you had a date.
We had a date.
And you were impressed with this Irish
Yeah,
girl.
I saw her walking down, and we made a date. We met at a supermarket.
You're kidding me.
No.
Why at a supermarket?
Because that's where I wanted to meet her. You know, I wanted to see her in a
public
supermarket.
place.
Yes.
You didn't want her meeting you in a private place where she could take advantage
That's
of you.
right. She was walking through the produce section, and there I saw her. And I said, attention, Patty Rooney. Show me your underalls. And it was love at first sight.
And so you went out on the date, and how long ago was this? About a year ago, huh?
This is about a year ago.
So when are we getting married?
We're getting married. I'm going to tell you where we're getting married. I don't want to give the actual date because I don't want 5,000 people showing up with bullhorns.
Oh.
Okay. We're getting married at the comic strip.
In
New York,
In
yes.
New York at the
On
comic
stage.
Who's going to marry you, Henny Youngman?
Henny Youngman. We haven't decided yet, but
Well,
maybe you... Do you have the... As a
I don't have
host
the
of a
power.
show? Do you have the power?
Maybe I do.
Captain
Come
of
to
a
think it,
ship.
Sure,
Okay.
why not? Why not?
You know, maybe you can marry
No,
us.
we've got to make it an official wedding. You
Yeah.
and the Rooney girl are going to get married. That's great.
We're probably going to have a rabbi and a minister.
Yeah. Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
One of those interfaith?
Interfaith, interreligious marriages, and then
That's
they
gonna
can
be-
battle it out. They can arm wrestle before to see who performs the ceremony. or
But in the meantime, you've had a lot of fun
Yes, I have.
with this bullhorn. He's met a lot of interesting people. Tell us about some of the old days when you were a carefree bachelor, before you got engaged,
Oh,
and how you
okay.
would cruise down the Sunset Strip using this bullhorn.
I used to pick up girls on my
Okay,
bullhorn.
show them how they do that.
Okay, first of all, you take a bullhorn to a singles bar. That's a good place to bring a bullhorn to, you know? You see, the male ego is a very delicate thing, as you know.
course.
And it's a lot easier to handle rejection from 500 feet away.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's hard to see one finger from that distance, too. So, so I was at a disco, you know,
Sure, you're dancing
I'm
around.
dancing around, and then I see a pretty girl. And I pick up the bullhorn and I go,
Attention, sweet mama.
okay?
I want you to be my baby tonight.
And she looked up very slowly and sensuously, picked up her own bullhorn, and said,
Get out of the ladies' room.
that's it.
Oh, that's funny. Now, do you still use the bullhorn through the whole act or just for a portion of it?
All through the act. I would bring it up, you know. In other words, I start off with the bullhorn, and then you never know when I'm going to grab the bullhorn, you know. And George Carlin likes it. It really gets his audiences going and things.
You and George been touring?
Yes, I'm doing all of George Carlin's dates.
I think that's great. You know, that's a new trend in show business, where instead of having the girl singer and the male comic or the headlining comic, or vice versa, they now have comedians go out together.
Right.
Which
Joan
is-
Rivers does that, has Gary Shandling and the
Exactly,
Smothers
and I think
Brothers.
it's exactly the right way to do it. Because if they're coming to see the headliner, we'll say, and he's a comedian, why not have another comedian on the show who has his own fans? You know what I'm saying?
And get them laughing, too.
Exactly. I think it's perfect.
Like when I toured with the Beach Boys and the Moody Blues.
Oh, that was tough, right?
It could be tough. See, a lot of the people in the audience don't know there's an opening act.
Right.
And they time their drugs to kick in.
Oh, but to be the opening act for a rock thing is out of this world.
That's right.
So how did you cope with that?
It was very difficult. Sometimes before I even walked on stage, before I even said a word, a guy would yell out, "You stink, get off the stage!" And I'd say, "Dad, come on, give me a chance, please." You know?
How's George feeling these days?
Oh, he's feeling great.
Yeah. He looks good, too?
He looks great. At the airports, he's the fastest walker. I mean, he just, you know, he's walking to the airports, and I'm like, oh, you know, because I'm schlepping a bullhorn and a guitar with me, you know. Well, he's just walking briskly along.
Got a guitar, too, in the
I use the guitar now, yeah.
Terrific. Well, listen, I mean, you got an entourage, you got a little print of gray right up there.
That's right.
Maturing nicely.
That's
got
right.
a bullhorn, and now
That's
you
right.
got the Rooney girl.
Got the Rooney girl, right.
Ah, terrific. Well,
Patty
you're all
Rooney,
set there.
from Westchester.
From Westchester?
Yes.
Any particular town, or?
Mamaroneck. How's that sound?
Oh, you're married into money up there.
That's
huh?
right.
Oh, Mr. Bullhorn is no dummy.
That's right.
Got himself an entourage and got himself some money, too. Well, that's terrific, Len. I'm real happy. You want to say goodbye to everybody with your...
I just want to say, this morning, I feel like the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
And he is, too. And he'll be at the community center in
Morristown, New Jersey.
Morristown,
This
New
Saturday.
Jersey, this Saturday night, on the 8th and the 9th of August, out of Westbury with George Carlin.
Everybody come on down.
Thanks, Glenn, very much. Good to see you. We'll be back with a trip down memory lane with the Fantastics in a moment.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You're a great crowd. Come on out to Westbury and Morristown and get the over.
Darling, you